Hello, how do you do? Hello, how do you do? Hello, how do you do? How are you this morning? I am fine and I hope you are too. I am fine and I hope you are too. I am fine and I hope you are too. How are you this morning? Hello to Quinn. Hello to Addie. Hello to Harry. How are you this morning? Hello to Rylan. Hello to Eddie. Hello to Evie. How are you this morning? Good morning. Today I am here in Wisconsin in a room with a big tree on the wall. Can you see that tree? That tree is a deciduous tree. It's actually a picture of a deciduous tree. Deciduous tree is a kind of tree that loses its leaves when it gets cold outside. We noticed that in the last couple of weeks that the trees have been losing their leaves in Colorado. They're losing their leaves in Wisconsin too. And when those trees lose their leaves, they're resting over the winter. They become what's called dormant. That means they're not using their energy to make leaves or fruit or flowers. They're using their energy in the roots to keep them alive in the winter when it's cold. There's another kind of tree. Let's see if I can draw this other kind of tree. There's another kind of tree that's not deciduous. It's a tree that loses no leaves because in the first place, it doesn't have leaves. So I'm gonna see if I can draw this for you. This tree has a long, straight trunk. And it has roots like every tree, but the branches are green all year long. And they kind of stick out like this. Some of you might know a different name for this kind of tree. Some people bring a tree like this in their house on the holidays. And the things that come out of the trunk of this tree are kind of spiky and sharp. And they're not really leaves, they're more like, well, they're a different kind of leaf, I guess. They're needles sometimes, or they're fronds. But that tree is called an evergreen tree because in the wintertime, it stays green. When everything else has lost its leaves, the evergreen trees stay green. The deciduous trees lose their leaves and sometimes their fruit. If it's an apple tree or another fruit tree that's in a cold climate, those trees, those deciduous trees, lose their leaves and their fruit in the fall. And we get to eat the apples and we get to eat the fruit that comes from those trees. So that's kind of a nice bonus. So I wanted to see if we can make a little art picture, and you can do this at home. I took a piece of scrap paper and I'm going to fold it the hamburger way, the short way. You can see I have a picture on the back. That's something Miss Ellie's knitting. She's knitting something. And then I'm going to fold it again in half. So I have 4 tall, skinny sides when I open it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of like when we made a fan. Remember when we folded up a fan? But this has only got 4 windows in it, and we're going to make a tree in each one. So I'm going to take just a moment to draw a tree, a deciduous tree, in each one of these little windows so we can make a picture of what happens in each of the 4 seasons. I'm going to put my camera down a little bit so you can see my paper. And I'm going to make 4 deciduous trees. 1. Right now, these deciduous trees are all winter trees because they don't have any leaves. They have beautiful roots and they have a trunk, and then they have reaching branches that reach up toward the sky. See how bare that tree looks? I don't know, can you see the whole tree? There we go. Draw another one in my second window. And moms, you can help our friends do this. If they have a little trouble with the folding or with the drawing, we can get the trees started and then we can start making them into all 4 seasons. Okay, that's 2. They kind of look the same, similar anyway. I'm going to draw a 3rd tree right here. I got my trunk and my roots of my tree. I'm going to do some beautiful branches. And then I need 1 more tree in this window. And then we'll have our 4 deciduous trees. There's branches. And we're going to go up toward the sky. Okay, so this one is going to be winter. This one's going to be spring. This one's going to be summer, and this one's going to be fall. And I'm going to turn this around so I can write those words. Winter, spring, summer, and fall are the 4 seasons. Those are the 4 different kinds of weather and temperature that we have in our climate. Let's see what happens to these trees in those different seasons. Okay, so in the winter, our trees look like this. We might have, let me put this up just a little bit. We might have, oops, we might have some leaves on the ground because the leaves from the fall are still sticking around. So here's our ground. There might be some snow down here. Might be some leaf trash down here. Might be an old nest up here in this tree. I'm going to put a little old nest in that tree because maybe a bird had a nest in there. Sometimes we'll see a bird perched on the top of one of these trees. When it's cold, they like to stand up there and go caw, caw, caw. So when you see a deciduous tree in the winter, that's what you're going to see. Very bare tree with very bare branches and maybe what's left over from what that tree was doing in the summer and fall. Now in the spring, something cool happens. Anybody got any ideas about what happens in the spring? Oh, let's see. I think maybe that snow goes away. We get a little green grass at the bottom of our tree, using my little green pen. And then there's tiny little green buds that start to appear on the branches of our tree. They're not really full leaves yet, but they're tiny green buds. And sometimes if it's a fruit tree, there might even be some little flowers on this tree. So we're going to put some flowers. I'm going to use purple. There's some little flowers on this tree. And that tells us that the tree is starting to wake up. So in the springtime, it starts to get warmer outside, and something else starts to happen in the springtime. Birds come and they start to build new nests. So that old nest will probably have fallen off by now, but there might be a new nest coming on this tree, or maybe even 2 new nests. Little birds are going to build their nests in the spring tree. Now in the summertime, the tree gets mature. That means that it's growing faster and faster. There's lots of green grass underneath our tree in the summer. The leaves are very full. The tree is very happy. It's got lots and lots of leaves up here. My pen is very skinny, but if you draw at home with a marker, you'll see lots of beautiful green on this tree. And the baby birds in those nests will have room and time to grow. And if this is a fruit tree, we might see little fruit up here in this tree. The fruit isn't ready to eat yet until fall, but it's starting to grow and it's starting to use the energy that tree makes with its leaves to make the fruit grow bigger and bigger. Now in the fall, things happen to the leaves of a tree. And Miss Ellie's going to use a red, I'm actually going to use lipstick. Isn't that a weird thing to color with? But it's the reddest thing I have. So Miss Ellie's going to make our tree turn into a fall tree. See that beautiful color in our tree? And then some of the leaves start to fall down and they cover the ground. And that is a pretty cool fall tree. So now we know that our evergreen tree stays the same all year round. We know now that our deciduous trees change every time there's a season change. These trees change. The birds that have grown up in these nests here in the fall, they fly to warmer places. They go and they fly away. The fruit gets picked or it falls down to the ground for the ground animals to eat. I'm going to throw a few apples down here so that the ground animals have something to eat. That is what happens in the 4 seasons. And I hope you try to make a 4 seasons picture at home with your parents. I think that would be a really nice thing to do together. And it's really nice on the fridge. I'm going to put mine on the fridge right now. So I'm back. You can see my face again. Thanks for watching my drawing. We are going to now sing a little song about the trees blowing in the wind. And I want to see if you can blow in the wind like a tree. And put your arms up way up high and stretch up tall, tall as a tree. Remember when we did big and little? And we do wide as a house and we stick our arms way out. Thin as a pin, you get skinny and skinnier and skinnier and small as a mouse. All right, we're going to sing this song about the trees. Put your hands up like you're the branches of a tree. We're going to sway a little bit and sway some more. We're going to sing. Trees are blowing in the wind, they're blowing. Trees are blowing in the wind. And here comes a big breeze. Woo! When you go way over here. Trees are blowing in the wind, they're blowing. Trees are blowing in the wind. Woo! We're making another breeze over there. Anytime you need a good stretch, you can pretend you're a long, tall tree and you're waving your branches in that beautiful, chilly fall wind. So we're going to shift gears a little bit, quite literally, and talk about some things that go. There are lots of things that go. And I want to see if we can list. Let's see how many we can list. Let's see. When I came to Wisconsin, I'm here visiting my parents. When I came to Wisconsin, I went on one of these. Look kind of like a big fish almost, but it has wings. So Miss Ellie rode on one of these. What's that called? Oh, you're right, that's an airplane. And then when I got to Wisconsin, we got in one of these. A little car, and we drove to the farm. And when we got to the farm, we saw one of these. I don't even know if you know what one of these is. You've seen it on Old McDonald's farm, probably. This is a little tractor. And the tractor is something that goes and it actually does a lot of work on the farm. It helps to pull wagons. I'm going to put a little wagon behind my tractor. It helps to carry hay. It helps to do lots of things on the farm. Here's another thing that I know you know. It's usually yellow. It has lots of windows. There's a driver. And it carries children to school. What do you think that one's called? That is right, that's a bus. So we have an airplane. We have a car. We have a bus. We have a tractor. What other kinds of things go? Ooh, that's right. I bet you Harry remembered that too. This is a train. A train goes on a track. There's an engine. And then there are train cars behind the engine on the track. So there's your train and your train track. Sometimes trains carry passengers and sometimes trains carry goods and services and other things that need to go from one place to another. There's even a train that carries coal that goes to the power plant that makes heat and electricity for our houses. We've got lots of things that go. So let's sing about the wheels on the bus, because we know the wheels on the bus go round, and then we'll sing a train song. How's that? The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 all through the town. The driver on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus goes, move on back, all through the town. The children on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The children on the bus go up and down, all through the town. The babies on the bus go wah, 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 wah. The babies on the bus go wah, 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 all around the town. The mommies on the bus say, I love you, I love you, I love you. The mommies on the bus, excuse me, say, I love you, all around the town. Okay, let's see, I have a really good song about trains too. It's actually about the caboose. And it goes like this. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose down on the train, 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 train. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose is on the train. It's not at the front with the engine. It's not in the middle with the cars. It stays at the back and keeps the train on track. It's a little red caboose just on the train. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, it's on the train, 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 train. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, it's on the train. Isn't that a fun song? It's very happy. I have a song about a little red wagon too, and I think it's probably the wagon that gets pulled behind our tractor. So we can bump when we sing that song. So if you can get your bouncy bumpy, you can do it standing up or sitting down, but let's make a little bouncing. Bumping up and down with my little red wagon, bumping up and down with my little red wagon, bumping up and down with my little red wagon, bump, 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 bump. Let's roll down and see our neighbor. Let's roll down and see our neighbor. Let's roll down and see our neighbor. Bump-a-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. We're bumping up and down in our little red wagon, bumping up and down in our little red wagon, bumping up and down in our little red wagon, bump, 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 bump. That's kind of fun. All right, let's see if we can make our hands do what an airplane does. Goes up and it goes down. How does an airplane get up? Does anybody know? An airplane has tiny wheels. I think I can show you. I drew some tiny wheels. It has tiny wheels on the front and it has tiny wheels on the back. And when an airplane needs to get up in the air, it rolls really fast on those tiny wheels and goes faster and faster until the wings of the airplane can pick it up and it goes up into the air. Zooming, and it can turn by tipping its wings, and it can go faster by revving its motor, and it can go slower by slowing its motor, just like a car. But are there brakes on an airplane? Well, the wheels on the airplane have brakes, but the airplane itself slows down just by changing how it goes in the air. If it wants to slow down a little bit, it lifts its nose up. If it wants to go down lower, it puts its nose a little lower. Some of you have probably taken a ride on an airplane, and I like to look out the window and see, are we going up? Are we going down? Are we making a turn? It's very exciting to me to ride on an airplane. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, so we have named so many vehicles. Let's see, there's lots of different kinds of cars and passenger vehicles. Some of you might have a minivan. Some of you might have a passenger car. Some people might even have a pickup truck. But every time we ride in the car, what's something we do to keep safe? Yep, that's right. We wear our seatbelt, and sometimes we're in a car seat. I think most of us are still in a car seat. Mommies and daddies wear a seatbelt, and the kids that ride in the car, lots of the time they have a car seat, and that helps keep us safe when we're driving down the road. So I really enjoyed our time together today, and we're going to sing our little song. When we meet tomorrow, we'll be meeting like we regularly do on Zoom, so you'll be able to see us all together on the screen. And thanks for your patience with today. We had a little bit of a change of schedule, so I appreciate you meeting with me on YouTube. Oh, let's see. I'm so glad we were together, together, together. I'm so glad we were together to sing and to play with Addie and Quinn and Harry and Rylan. I'm so glad we were together, together, together. I'm so glad we were together to sing and to play. So long, we'll see you real soon. So long, we'll see you real soon. So long, we'll see you real soon. Thanks for spending time with me. So long to Addie. So long to Quinn. So long to Harry. So long to Rylan. So long to Eddie. So long to Evie. So long, everybody. We'll see you all real soon. Thanks for spending the morning with me. Have a great, happy day.